playing before, yes? Maybe? So tonight we're going to do a little bit of a hybrid of everything. I just want to tell you that it's been really interesting year this year, man. There's been a lot of different things going on, and I'm trying new stuff, and I just want to say thank you so much for your support and sticking with me over the years. I really appreciate it, man. And it's always nice to see you guys, especially as tough as it was growing up, you know. And I grew up in Lawrence, Massachusetts, for those of you who don't know, and it was quite, it was, I don't know if you were from Lawrence, if you would actually be applauding it, but it was an interesting ride, man. And I got to tell you that a lot of the years I thought for sure I was kind of regretting it, but now I realize that it really was my place in life, and I learned so much from growing up there, you know, and all these hard times and difficult, you know, life experiences and obstacles that I had to jump through, and tragedies, and watching friends go to prison or die because it was loaded with, you know, the streets were always, it was just filled with gangs and drugs and, you know, just a lot of violence and stuff like that. Bad Yankees, yeah, good luck. You did a good job with the Mets. But you know, I don't regret it, man, and I'm really proud to come from a place like that, because I believe that it builds integrity and pride, and it really shows you some great survival techniques. But long story short, man, I just want to tell you that, you know, my dad was a musician, and that's really how I got into music. And I guess the one most valuable thing that I took away from growing up in such a very tough and violent neighborhood was that I was blessed with the gift of music, man, and that's what I think this whole event is about tonight. Is to just show people that, like, music really is a gift, man. It's a miracle, and it saves so many of us, and it gets us through so many good times and bad times, and it's there for us. And really, that became the spirit of my life. It's really what saved me from doing a lot of the darker stuff. And then, of course, as I went through bands, and I finally met up with my bass player, who's a mutual friend of my sister's, Robbie Merrill, who's still currently in Godsmack. And, you know, he had known me. I'm going to tell you the story real quick. Shut up. I have to tell you the story. So I called up Robbie. Now, Robbie had known me as a drummer for more than 20 years at that point. That's my first instrument, always has been. And so I call up Robbie, and I say, hey, dude, I'm going to start a band, because I had been out of it for a little bit. I was in my mid-20s. And he immediately goes, I'm in, dude, he knew me as a drummer, so he's like, I'm in, I'm done, I'm fucking. I go, well, hold on a second, I got to tell you that, like, I'm not going to play drums, I'm going to sing. And he goes, and like the phone fell, and like fell out every step in the basement, whatever. And finally came back on the phone, I'm like, no dude, I'm serious, like I have some ideas and I'm tired of like following other people's directions. I'm gonna do this. So, okay, so me and him and this guy Lee, and we get in this band, and we're writing the music, and I'm playing the drums, and we record everything, and we finally get into the studio, and I'm about to sing for the first time. Now, take granted, I had never sang in my life ever. I was fucking horrible, I was so bad at this. And no way, your ass. I was really mad. And so I'm telling you, so we lay down all the music, and I get into the vocal booth, and I start to sing, and I swear to God, like I see Robbie walk out of the studio. He just totally left the studio, right? And I'm like, dude, I fucking get it, just give me a second. So that was my first encounter with it. But you know, over the years, I really, you know, started to try harder, and I was watching some of my heroes like James Hetfield and Steven Tyler, all the greats on there. So I took a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You know, I finally made up whatever the fuck I am today, and that's all right. But I'm going to play a song in a second, I promise. I just want to finish this out. But I just want to tell you that some of these songs that I'm doing for you tonight, you know, they weren't always, I think music in general, man, it doesn't always come from a happy place. And there's been so many songs out there that have come from some dark moments. And I know for me, there was a stretch when the band wasn't getting along very well. I mean, there was at least, shit, we did our first record, and we were touring for 2 years on that, and then we wrote our second record while we were touring on the first one, so we took 6 weeks off and recorded the Awake album. And then, you know, 3.5 years later, I hadn't seen my friends, family, my bed, like, literally I was exhausted. We were drinking way too much, we were arguing, there was a lot of fights, and the band came really close to breaking up many times, but you know, proudly enough, I want to say that we went out and we did the right thing instead of the wrong thing. We went and got some help, we talked to some people, we regained our brotherhood, and now I'm here to say that the band is doing better than ever. And just because I'm here on the stage by myself does not mean there's no indication that Godsmack is breaking up, so don't let the rumors get to you or whatever. The band is doing great, we will be back at some point, we're just taking a little bit of a break and we're doing some side things or whatever, and we'll get to all that. So anyways, I want to play you a song right now.